Hey guys, Telegram Sam here. Got another vinyl finds video for you guys. I have about 10 records here to show you guys that I've gotten in the last week or two. So yeah, let's get started. First off, I got this at Target. This is Creed's Clearwater Revival's Chronicle. I feel like this is just a classic greatest hits comp that I feel like everyone should own, especially if you're into like 70s rock, classic rock. It has a little bit of everything off of like all of their albums. This is a 2020 reissue that's on 2 LPs. The cool thing about this one is that John Fogerty actually like made this record. Like he arranged or picked all the songs that would be on it. Yeah, and the record was just a classic black with a sort of reproduction of the blue fantasy label. Even came with a poster, which is the one that's right there in my hallway. So that's cool. I do have Willie and the Poor Boys and Born on the Bayou originals in my collection, but I just feel like this is just such a staple, and it has Susie Q and Green River on it, which are my two favorite Creed's Clearwater Revival songs, so had to get that. And plus I think it was only like 20 bucks at Target, so nothing too crazy. This I just bought offline. I believe I bought it off of Tower Records online shop. So this is Johnny Thunders and the Heartbreakers live at the Village Gate. This was a live show they did in 1977. New York Dolls is one of my all-time favorite bands, and Johnny Thunders was the original guitarist in New York Dolls. After he left the New York Dolls, he went over to England to try and like get away from that whole New York punk scene, and I believe this was the first show that he did back in New York. It's a gatefold that has like this great article that was written by someone from the New York Rocker that was at the show, just talking about it and Johnny Thunders' performance, and it sounds great. The recording is definitely rough. It's not the cleanest, crispest thing, but you kind of expect that from like a grimy, 70s punk recording. And the record came on this really cool white vinyl. I don't know what it is about white vinyl, but I just like love the look of it. I feel like it just looks so clean and cool. So yeah. Next up, I got this one at Everyday Music by my work. This I believe came out only about a month ago. This is Nancy Sinatra Start Walkin', 1965 to 1976. This is just a compilation of Nancy Sinatra's songs. She actually arranged this herself as well. This literally only came out a month ago. I saw it at my local record store for like 30 bucks, and they're already online going for like 50 and plus up. But yeah, it has this great, beautiful gatefold of Nancy Sinatra lounging around in yellow. It has this great picture of her on the back. I love that picture. It's so beautiful. And this even came with a 24-page booklet that just has, pictures. This is her and Lee Hazelwood. Pictures and interview talking about all the songs on the record and why she chose them on the record, the stories behind, the songs and her career. And she talks about how Lee Hazelwood originally wanted to do These Boots Are Made for Walking. But she's like, it sounds kind of condescending when a guy sings it. Why don't I sing it? And that ended up being like her breakout single and like the song she's still known for today. So that's pretty cool. Definitely recommend. Came on 2 LPs. Mine is the black version. Came on this orange and yellow label. I know in the US they did a version that was yellow and it had orange splatters in it. I really wanted that one, but I'll settle for the black one. And I believe overseas in England they did a Sugartown pink variant, which I just took a look at on Discogs, and those are already going for like over $100. So yeah, love that. Next, I also got this at Everyday Music. This is the Dramatics. What you see is what you get. This originally came out in 1972, but this one in particular is a 2011 reissue. I didn't really know much about the Dramatics until I think I saw Dylan from Nobile Records show. I think he had an original copy of this in one of his videos, and of course I've heard the song "What You See, What You See, It's What You Get." It's like a classic, 70s funk soul song. But yeah, some great classic funk and soul on this record. You can find these reissues really cheap. I think I only paid like $17 for this one. Definitely worth it. And the label on this is really cool. It's this Volt peach and orange lightning bolts. I love that color combo. And then this I was so excited about. So this actually bought offline. This was like one of the stores that was recommended to me on Facebook. And I was just bored one night, so I was like, oh, I'll just go through it and see if they have anything good. And they had a lot of used stuff. I believe it's called Fine Southern Gentlemen. I think they're a record store that's based out of Austin, Texas. But yeah, they had a lot of good used stuff, and I saw this and I just like had to have it. This is Cherie Currie's Bees Only Skin Deep. This is a original French 1978 pressing. Even has this stamp that says ex-lead singer of the Runaways. I love the Runaways. Now that I have my Queens of the Stone Age album, like to find any of the Runaways two albums is like top of my list of priorities. But yeah, this is Cherie Currie's first solo album after she left the Runaways. I gotta be honest, I don't really like this album. You can definitely tell she was trying to, get away from that hard rock punk image that the Runaways have. So this is very, pop, ballad, kind of rocky. But, it's Cherie Currie, so I love her. Love those boots. Love this picture of her. She actually wrote one of my all-time favorite music autobiographies called Neon Angels. If you haven't read her book, it's so good. But yeah, she has a killer voice. You can definitely hear that on here. I just wish there was some better, backing musicians on this record. And this was also produced by Kim Fowley, who, founded the Runaways, produced all their stuff, and I believe was like also their manager. So yeah, Cherie Currie, super excited about that. And these next 5 actually got this morning. I went to Tomorrow Records in Portland. If you live in the Portland area or you plan on coming to Portland and you want to do some record shopping, I cannot recommend them enough. They're a small record store. They've only been around for 3 years, but every time I go there, I really have to restrain myself because there's just so many gems there. And they're not like one of those record stores that say they have new and used records, but it's like 90% new and like 10% used. It's the other way around for them. It's 90% used, 10% new. And plus they put like little notes on the records. I think the guy that owns it like listens to pretty much everything that comes in, and he'll make notes on things being like, oh, it's a bit snappy and cracky, or like he's very honest about what he's selling, and the prices are very reasonable, so I cannot recommend them enough. So the first thing I found there is this gem, Jesus Loves the Stooges. This is a special 10-inch that Iggy Pop and James Williamson from the Stooges did. This originally came out in Christmas of 1977. It was just a special collector's edition item. This is a 1995 reissue. I don't know if you can tell, but the cover picture is 3D, and the back picture of Iggy's sort of 3D. and it even comes with the original 3D glasses, so you know you can see a rotting horse corpse in 3D, and you know Iggy's stunning face in 3D. So I was super excited about that. I don't usually collect 10 inches or 7-inch albums, but I am a huge Iggy Pop fan and the Stooges fan, so I had to have this. So yeah, super excited about that. Next, we have the Impressions, One by One. This is just a classic 60s R&B group. I don't know if you recognize that gentleman in the middle, but that's actually Curtis Mayfield. This was the group he was in before he went solo in the early 70s, and you know, created one of the best soundtracks, Superfly, and he, you know, changed the funk and soul game in the 70s. So yeah, it's really interesting to hear him kind of sing, you know, soul ballads and R&B ballads, but yeah, super excited to have that. And the record is just this classic ABC Paramount record. And this is actually an original pressing. This came out in 1965, mono pressing. And then this one I was so excited about. I've been looking for the Coasters records for so long. This is Coast Along with the Coasters by the Coasters. This is just a comp of some of their singles that were released on Atco. I love the Coasters. Quentin Tarantino, who's one of my all-time favorite filmmakers, famously used the song, one of their songs down in Mexico, in his movie Death Proof, which is how I was introduced to them, and their really interesting style of R&B soul music. It's like if the Temptations were campy, like that's kind of like the best way I can describe it. They have a very unique sound and unique harmonies, and just look up the song Little Egypt. Like that's such an awesome song, and like all their songs tell a really unique kind of funny story. It's just very cool, and I'm so happy to have finally found something by the Coasters. And this is an original mono 1962 pressing. Just came on the original, this gold and blue Atco label. This is a really nice copy too. A lot of the Coasters stuff I found in the past is usually just wrecked, so I was really glad to finally have a really good solid copy. Next we just got classic Fats Domino. This is a 1966 comp that was done on Sunset Records. Never heard of them before, but you know, it's just classic early rock and roll. I don't know, just I've always been interested in Fats Domino, Little Richard, Elvis Presley, Jerry Lee Lewis, as a millennial, to see how far music has come in the last 60 years since, you know, Fats Domino and the like had pretty much created rock and roll. So interesting to see, you know, the genres and the subgenres that have like spawned off of this. So yeah, really cool. Haven't listened to it yet, but I'm super excited. And here's the record and the label. Oh, upside down. Stereo Sunsets. From what I saw on Discogs, I guess Sunset's kind of like, it was like an early version of like comp music. So yeah. And then last but not least, we got the Electric Prunes, Underground. This is the original 1967 version of this in stereo. This is just a band that I always see people talk about as, you know, an early Psych garage band from the 60s, and I love, you know, that era of music. And plus this cover is like pretty cool. Yeah, I was actually listening to this when I was getting everything ready for this video, and yeah, it does not disappoint. I definitely get why this is a lot of people spend like $80 on this record. Did not pay that much for this one. This record, unfortunately, is kind of beat up. There's some spots in it that are very crackly and some surface noise, but it's not unlistenable. So I only paid like $15 for it, and plus the cover too is in the greatest condition. But it did come on an original reprised tricolor label, which I don't own yet, so I'm really excited about that. Yeah, I love those labels. But yeah, that is all I've gotten this last couple weeks. Can't wait to finish listening to the rest of these. Yeah, and I'll see you guys in the next video.